Hey, good evening. It's the second day of October, and here is another market report or update. So yeah, today let me just share my screen accordingly. I think many people can predict what I was just going to say at the moment. So let's see how we started the day. Okay, and as usual today, the market started off with a high, and we can see it right there. We are breaking past the all-time highs of the markets. I think this kind of markets you do not want to call a shot because if you do, it's a rip-roaring rally. I think the bull just keeps. Well, this is the bull that keeps giving, basically. So yeah, we you don't want to call a shot on this market. It's just a great place to be. So yes, kills his all-time highs. What's new? Nothing. Right, again, amazing news here today. More Elon Musk becomes the first person, first human being to hit $500 billion net worth, according to Forbes list. So yeah, that's half a trillion in net worth. That's Elon Musk, his tenacity, drive, and of course, business acumen. I think, look, he deserves it all. Um, Again, I think yesterday I discussed Warren Buffett, which is Oxy. I think he invested a 10 billion in the in a particular asset. Anyway, sorry, aspect of it. What exactly was it? Hang on a minute. I'm just going to check what it was. Um, he did invest 10 billion, yes, in the to accelerate the debt reduction efforts. That's what it was. Okay. So yes, if I look at Oxy right now. What is it doing? I think I did talk about, ooh, that was a downer. So Oxy's been on a 47 dollar price, which has been staying there all yesterday. But look at what happened today. It did just collapse a bit today. And I'm going to come back to this today. So yeah, hasn't been a great one for Oxy this year because if you look at it from 2020, 24, 25, sorry. Okay, so where are we? So if we pick Oxy from January all the way here, it's yeah, Oxy's been a down, to be fair. So it hasn't been a great day it hasn't been a great year actually for Oxy. And you can see it right here. It has been down by how bad is it? Let's see. Sorry, I'm dancing around this thing. Wonderful. So Oxy's been, let me make it yellow. Oxy's been down 11% year, all year. So it hasn't been great for the investment. Again, like I said, I'm going to come back to that. Also, I think there's quite a few deliveries today actually. There was Rivian who they actually beat the deliveries. They had 13,201 deliveries versus 12,995 estimates. This is actually a shocking company. I believe they had VW invested in them. But if you look at Rivian all year, all many years, it has been a poor investment from the highs of 179, and it's literally struggling right here at $13. So hasn't been a great one you know with VW invested in them, and I probably guess they might just have to pivot like Tesla into AI and robotics, etc. But again, it's been a dead company. I think we also had, I mean, thinking about the EV conglomerates, if you look at a few of them, Lucid as well. Lucid, I remember this was trading at, Jesus have mercy, well, 648 as a result of the splits they had. So it was trading at $48 at some point. Now it's at $24. That's Lucid. Um, Also, Tesla. Let's go back to Tesla. Tesla had the numbers today, and the numbers was quite interesting actually. So Tesla, they announced they topped the third quarter delivery estimate with a record 497,000. vehicles delivered globally, driven by customers rushing to secure expiring federal EV tax credit. That's a giveaway. Yeah, it's because of the tax credit, which probably means it might push the price up a little bit. And the announcement came as the company prepares to release its full quarterly results on 22nd of October 2025. So total delivery was 497 and 99 for Q3, which is a year on 7.4% year on year for the quarter of 2024. But if we look at Tesla, and Tesla's actually been, I believe this has actually been front run by traders. Even I was calling for 500. So yeah, it was a sell the news event today, really. So it came down, and of course we know Elon Musk bought he bought a two B he put $1 billion inside uh CEO buy, I would say, and it pushed the price of Tesla up. I think Tesla's almost doubled. It's been a great investment. Late in the year, though, late in the year rally, because nothing happened all the way until about he had a resurgence at a 300 level in June. So that's Tesla right there. Also, I've got to say, I think Elon Musk did say during his past with the president, did say he does not care about the EV credit. They should take it off because now I think Tesla, the Musk is more focused, hence why I bet $1 billion is more focused on the humanoids, the robotics, self-driving. So I think there's quite a lot of stories, and rightly, as as I was saying to someone as well, when the story is hot, valuation doesn't really matter. I think a lot of people look at valuation, myself inclusive, and at some points I wasn't looking at Tesla, but I think with all the stories in the go, yeah, I think right now the stories are hot, and yeah, so the valuation doesn't really matter. And for quite a lot of companies right now as well, even AI, because AI is the driving force. Also, Neo. I think the pre-market earlier today was 7.82. There was a battle close for 7.7. And let's actually see how it performed today, which is a Chinese version. And look at that. Look, it's just forming it's forming a double, I don't want to call it what they call it, but yeah, the W here, double bottom, and you expect Neo to just keep moving up. So that's another one. Um, so yeah, like I think I mentioned, Tesla topped the third quarter delivery estimate. So also this is a bull market that just keeps rolling. Everything else seems okay on the well, should I say on the numbers side? The numbers are a bit of a flip-flop, really, but there's a rise in the GDP, and President Trump just trusts the market. If the market's fine, then President Trump is fine. Let's not forget there's still a market shutdown today. One thing I'm going to say though is when it comes to investments, borrowing makes money. Borrowing is amazing. Borrowing makes money. Borrowing makes money. So if you look at a few ones here, if I think there's Merck, for example, this is one of these companies. It's boring. You could just buy, relax, and let it go. I think there's another one which had a bet from Warren Buffett, UNH. UNH is just shows this company will, it's got legs, I would say. Of course, there's another news in the this on social media with people canceling their Netflix. I think being spearheaded by Elon Musk himself. However, there's something I've got to say, something important. While Netflix is actually down, this is not as a result of the story. Well, they've got to say the story gels within, but look, the setup for Netflix is not particularly great. This is the same thing that happened a few months ago when people thought they were going to start destroying Tesla. I think the setup wasn't exactly great. It was not I don't think this is the cancellation that's making this happen. Yes, market goes up, down, and sideways, but the setup right here is talking about a flush before it eventually pumps. So, but the story just seems to coincide. So that's what I think anyway. Now, another one here is look, there's AI. We're going to have winners, we're going to have losers. Many people believe AI is going to change the world. Yes, I think it's going to change the world. But like I said again, there will be losers, there will be winners. We've got quite a few companies that I think are propelled to lead the race. Of course, NVIDIA by default, there's Google, there's CoreWeave as well. CoreWeave's been quite a newly IPO'd company, but it's doing amazing, making the necessary noise. There's Iron. Iron, I've kind of left this quite early. Iron has just been going. And of course, there's data centers being built for it, infrastructure. One is Oklo, which of course people thought, oh, it's going to be nuclear to power Oklo went from a low of 5 in September last year, and it's just 128 right now. Look, valuation here, I just think it's crazy. But again, like I said again, in the bull market, nobody cares about the valuation really. So, but it depends on what you do or what you are doing or how you are investing. Like I say, boring pays the bills. Sorry, I need to make this chart brightening for the sake of some other people. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Bright in the background. Hey, look at that. So boring pays the bills. Boring is good. So if you're not a trader, buy good solid companies, keep adding to them and let them grow organically. I would say that's amazing for you. Also, on the forex side, it's been a disaster for the dollar. Dollar has just been consistently been beaten. So if you look at the dollar, oh sorry. So if we look at the sterling, so the sterling has been quite strong. There's a bit of a consolidation right here, moment, but overall the sterling, sorry, right there. So it's just not doing much at all. But just turn within these two bases. However, the let me just remove that. So yes, but however, the dollar on the other hand, so in case people tend to think, why are we just moving up? Look, President Trump wants a weak dollar. A weak dollar is what he's been getting so far. And that is the dollar right there going down. So he wants a weak dollar, and yes, we're getting a weak dollar. Dollar's down, which just means what everything else goes cheap, well, goes cheaper. People can afford more money in their pockets, etc. So that's affecting other currencies as well. On the commodities, so yes, so this has actually been great for investors. I don't know how long this is going to go, but look, this is just a bull that just keeps getting rolling. On the other hand, boring pays the bills. Boring is nice. Keep your strategy. Do not buy overvalued because this thing can turn anytime. Also, on the commodities as well, we have cocoa. Cocoa has been a boring, crazy trade. Generally, cocoa is on a it's down to, I think it's a 19-month low. So touching at October 2024 to now. So sorry, it's a 12-month low. It's been on a 12-month low. But if you look at it all the way to March, so that's more like a 19-month low. And it's at a critical session right now. Uh, it had a huge collapse today, actually, which if you are a cocoa trader, for example, if you're long, then of course you're in the wrong position and it was down about a whopping 3.65%. So we'll see how that plays tomorrow. Finally, precious metals. Precious metals, gold has been gold has just it's been on fire the entire 2025. Oh, there was a bit of a pause today, of course, 0.25. There was a bit of a pause today. Silver also, I believe silver has outrun gold for 2025 as well. So a little bit of a pause again today as well. And speaking of precious metal, there's another one which is platinum. Platinum right here. So if you can't get gold, you could do different types of precious metal. I was looking at platinum. So looking at platinum, platinum is kind of quite funny actually because it's just made a huge parabolic run. Platinum is on a high, on a rise. So as this got more legs, so again, that just got me to start thinking, okay, how about another precious metal? One of the things we mentioned in our group was palladium, which is actually a common one here. I think palladium is always a laggard, so you've got to pay attention to this one. I think this has still got a lot more leg, a lot more room to go, by the way. So that's just something we're looking at in the group generally. But overall, that's literally what the market is today. I think my general advice, if you're a trader, if you know what you're doing, your job is to look at what is in play. Look at the story that's hot. The AI trade is hot right now. I think the comms, the infrastructure, the tech. The other side, utilities, the value trades, they're not exactly playing. So I would generally relax on those ones. While again, as a trader, I will go for what's the rate hot. As an investor, then of course you're going to go for the value plays. Um, as an outsider, look, don't be an outsider. Don't stand around doing nothing. You've got to be in it. Get involved. Risk is I mean, what's people's idea of fun. People's idea of fun is going to football, whatever, and that's fine. Well, that's fine, but at the same time, you've got to, go towards what's unplanned. Let's see where it can take us. So I think that's important, and that is the market for today.